I'm Tracey, and we are in Ushuaia, Argentina.
At least we were until about 30 minutes ago. 30 minutes ago, right at about 6 o'clock, we left Ushuaia, and we are now starting on our crossing of the Drake Passage. Come along with us.
A storm delayed our departure from Ushuaia by a day, but finally we are sailing through the Beagle Channel, which separates Chile to the south and Argentina to the north.
The channel's namesake is the HMS Beagle, which was the vessel that took Charles Darwin to the Galapagos Islands.
We feel we are on a similar epic journey.
After traveling 65 miles, this evening the ship will stage to wait for the storm to pass, and we will begin our crossing of the Drake Passage.
We are told when crossing to Antarctica, you will find either the Drake Lake or the Drake Shake. We were relieved the next morning to find that we were sailing across the relatively calm Drake Lake.
But that's going to change. The crossing takes 2 full days. Fortunately, there is plenty to do, starting with the food. While we were not blown away with the food on our earlier Atlas World Traveler cruise,
the food on this cruise was some of the best we have eaten at sea.
there's even tea service in the afternoon.
So far, like this new exploration of Antarctica.
Our incredible expedition guides provide multiple informative briefings on what we will be experiencing in Antarctica.
These briefings began in Ushuaia and will continue until we return. If you're considering taking advantage of any of the optional experiences while in Antarctica, you're going to be required to attend additional briefings. Afterwards, you'll need to demonstrate you're capable of accomplishing the activities.
Here, Jen and I demonstrate we are ready to camp in the snow of Antarctica.
During the crossing, don't miss out on visiting the bridge. If it's open to passengers, drop on by.
While there is no official tour, the captain himself is more than accommodating to answer any questions and explain their operations.
From the bridge, you can start to see that we're no longer crossing the Drake Lake.
When the crew begins to place sickness bags in the lounges and at the elevators, it is another clue that we are in for a bit of a bumpy ride as we are now experiencing the Drake Shake.
The videos don't quite capture the conditions, but we had 5 to 6 meter waves during our crossing.
To put this in perspective, our cabin was on the 6th deck, and at night we had waves splashing over our veranda.
Now, we rarely get seasick, but we did put on seasickness patches before leaving the Beagle Channel, and we did fine. Although we did learn to cut the patches in half, as a full patch can give you pretty bad cottonmouth. Now, part of the activities included preparing our gear for our Antarctica landings.
Atlas provides you with a parka to keep and muck boots to borrow. You'll give them your parka size in advance of the trip, but don't worry, you'll try on a parka and boots on board to make sure that they fit.
Fortunately, the World Navigator has a mudroom where you can store your parka and boots until you need to put them on for a landing.
There is a normal briefing by the expedition team each evening before dinner.
This briefing on the last day of the crossing was perhaps the most exciting, as it was giving us the plan for our landings the next morning.
To put an exclamation point onto our excitement, after the briefing, we spotted humpback whales off in the distance. And at dinner, we passed a huge iceberg.
Now, normally seeing an iceberg in the open ocean on a cruise ship would be a cause for concern. Instead, it was a reason for excitement. We now look back at our excitement of these whales and the iceberg and laugh as we had no idea of the wonders that the next few days would bring.
It's Thursday morning and we are finally in Antarctica.
After 2 days of crossing the Drake Passage, our ship has made it across the Antarctic Circle near Detalii Island, which is on the west side of the Antarctica Peninsula. Now watch this video to continue our adventure onto the 7th continent.
And as always, keep on traveling.
Where do we go from here?